Good morning and welcome to Newsbreak on KU 92.7 FM Benin City. First, the headlines. Governor Obaseki and Shuaibu received certificates of return. Primary and secondary schools to resume Monday 28th September in Edo State. On today's Extra Voices, Benin residents react to Governor Obaseki's re-election. On entertainment, Sir Shina Peters, Waje and others collaborate on Independence theme song.
And in sports, Denver Nuggets beat LA Lakers to trade 2-1 in NBA Western Conference Finals.
Details of these and more after this break. I am Omoye Ogbeide. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has issued certificates of return to the winner of the September 19th governorship election and Governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, and his deputy, Right Honorable Philip Shuaibu. Receiving the document at the headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Benin City on Tuesday, Obaseki commended President Muhammadu Buhari for ensuring that the Edo State governorship election was free, fair and credible, adding that the president had the option to ensure the APC candidate won the governorship election in the state but decided to do the right thing and allow the votes of the people to count. Obaseki urged members of the opposition party, the APC, to join hands with his administration to move Edo State forward. He also called on Adams Oshiomhole to come and join in building the house, which he was a part of in laying the foundation now that the fight is over. The governor commended the leadership of INEC for their unbiased role in the election and the commission's national chairman's ability to withstand pressure as an umpire. The INEC National Commissioner in charge of Edo, Bayelsa and Rivers States, Mrs. May Agbamuche Umbu, said the presentation of the certificate of return is in fulfillment of the statutory obligation of the Commission as required by the electoral law. The resident electoral commissioner in Edo State, Alalibo Johnson, expressed appreciation to security agencies for their collaboration, which led to the huge success of the poll. And President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongbam Menem, has constituted the Election Tribunal to decide petitions arising from the just concluded Edo governorship election. The tribunal secretary, Sunday Martins, in a statement said Edo Chief Judge approved the use of the High Court on Sapele Road, Benin City, as venue of the tribunal sittings. The statement said the President of the Court of Appeal established the Election Petition Tribunal Secretariat and accordingly constituted a panel in respect of the governorship election conducted in Edo State. Aggrieved candidates and political parties who were dissatisfied with the outcome of Saturday's election have 21 days to file their petition at the Tribunal Secretariat in Benin from when the results of the polls were announced on Sunday. And the Abba of Benin, His Royal Majesty Omonoba Nedo Ukwa-Polokpolo Oba Ewaya II, has congratulated Edo Governor Godwin Obaseki for his re-election on Saturday. Oba Ewaya also hailed President Muhammadu Buhari for ensuring free and violence-free election. He also lauded all the governorship candidates, members of the 14 participating political parties, and their teaming supporters for adhering to his advice on violence-free election in Edo. The Oba, in a statement by the Secretary of Benin Traditional Council, Frankie Rabo, urged Edo residents to support Obaseki, describing the voice of the people as the voice of God. He thanked all the candidates for adhering to the advice of a violent-free election given to them during the peace meeting in the Oba's Palace before the election, which has been widely acclaimed to have doused the tension that was building up before the poll. And the Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has approved resumption of primary and secondary schools for the 2020-2021 academic session on Monday, September 28, 2020 across the state. The Commissioner for Education, Honorable Jimo Ejegbai, disclosed this in a statement on Tuesday. He said in order to observe the social physical distancing safety protocol in the classrooms, secondary schools are to operate according to the following schedule: JSS 1 to 3 between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m., while SS1 to 3 will be between 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Ijegbai said parents and guardians are expected to provide face masks for their children and words in order to prevent the spread of coronavirus, while school heads and proprietors are to ensure strict adherence to COVID-19 safety protocol guidelines and collect copies of the 2020-2021 academic calendar from the Office of the Chief Inspectors of Education in the 18 local government areas. He added that sale of forms for examination into the 6 model schools is still on, while the entrance examination has been moved from September 26th to October 3rd, 2020. And President Muhammadu Buhari says his administration has commenced the distribution of palliative worth 10.9 billion naira to households and micro, small and medium enterprises. He said this on Tuesday while delivering a speech via video message on the first day of the 75th session of the UN General Assembly. According to him, the disbursement of the sum is part of efforts to reduce the sufferings of Nigerians imposed by the COVID-19. Speaking further, the president restated Nigeria's commitment to working with other member states to promote the well-being of citizens. President Buhari noted that the government has established a 500 billion naira fiscal stimulus package and sustained delivery of humanitarian and social interventions to poor and vulnerable households, while Central Bank has launched a 3.5 trillion naira stimulus package to boost manufacturing and facilitate import substitution. And the federal government on Tuesday said those criticizing the National Water Resources Bill 2020 currently before the National Assembly were ill-informed. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, said this at a press conference with the Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, in Abuja. Mohammed said those condemning the bill either have not read it or do not understand its provisions. He said the bill was for the good of the nation and has no hidden agenda whatsoever. And a bill to mandate the Nigeria Population Commission (NPC) to conduct a population census after every decade is underway in the House of Representatives. The piece of legislation, sponsored by Honorable Babajimi Benson, was obtained on Tuesday. The last population census in Nigeria was conducted in March 2006 amid controversies. Since the last population estimate 14 years ago, the country is yet to conduct another one, relying instead on tentative population figures for the purposes of planning and wealth distribution. And coming up in a moment after the break, Labour planned nationwide strike for Monday. Do stay tuned.
Hetie ona age na yata mama koyo ona ne coronavirus na wa gbelewu na ege no keke na ya ga lue ebe na ya yegbo wa ne botie toilet roll ra upon nekere na re won bo ne botie handkerchief ya gunu kebihwe wa ga toluhwe ege no keke na ya ga gbobo ege hia kebe ave lu hand sanitizer aje na bi egbe na mono tolohwe na son gege de kanwe ege na okeke na ga gba oge gboma kebe otemi yoma no sikoma deguna ge ige egbewe me no we ra omo no sikewe egege radio wisi egbe no sikewe se o setting le tie o labana 08000267662 ra 08009700010 ni we de gbe tie 08000267662 ra 08009700010 ujirege enwe ayahie magmo coronavirus na bege ba o KUFM 92.7 oyuna ya wewe
Welcome back. Still in the news, the Trade Union Congress TUC and the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC have vowed to embark on a nationwide protest on Monday, September 28th to protest recent hikes in fuel prices and power tariff. The TUC, in a statement by its president, Comrade Kadri Olaleye, and Secretary General, Comrade Musa Lawal Ozigi, appealed to Nigerians to get ready for the unprecedented mass action against corruption, obnoxious policies, rape, and breach of collective agreement. The National Executive Council of the NLC endorsed the decision of the Central Working Committee to proceed on strike on Monday. It noted the decision by the government to increase petrol and electricity tariff must be challenged by workers, civil society groups, and other labor centers. The NEC took the decision at the end of a meeting with members of the National Administrative Council, President and General Secretary of members of the affiliate unions, and other state council chairpersons and secretaries of the 36 states and the FCT in Abuja. President of the NLC, Comrade Ayuba Waba, who read the communique of the meeting to reporters, said the NEC of the labor union resolved to reject in its entirety the issue of hiking electricity tariffs by almost 100%, as well as fuel price increase in the name of full deregulation. And the political wrangling between Governor Obaseki and leaders of All Progressives Congress before the Edo State governorship election may have been rested as the governor extended olive branch to Comrade Adams Oshomole and Pastor Izayamu. Today's Extra Voices examines the intrigues. Details shortly.
In the ever-revolving world of news, one story becomes extinct the moment another major story breaks.
Market women don't know whether they be need to.
But with KUFM's Extra Voices, the story never dies. It just takes on a new life.
Market meho.
There's no water in the house. The toilet is not good.
We don't have any fashion in APC.
We bring you new angles and fresh perspectives to every story, no matter how old or remote.
There are a lot of educated people that are involved in politics nowadays.
We go a little beyond the surface to get you those extra details ignored in the rush for the news.
Now bridge, now we take the entires now.
Some don't die for inside.
We go beyond the lines to bring extra voices, not just for those making the stories.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
But for those affected by the stories.
I've lost 1 bag of rice. Documents.
So it's a real disaster.
With Extra Voices, we add new flavor to give fresh perspective and taste to an old story. Extra Voices airs every Wednesday and weekends on KUFM's major news bulletins.
And the Edo State governorship election has been held, leaving little or no contention for the winner, Governor Godwin Obaseki, and his newfound political party, the People's Democratic Party. The outcome of the rematch between the governor and his closest rival, Pastor Osagie Izayamu, sprung a lot of surprises in many quarters as he was beaten with a wide margin. The election is still eliciting positive responses days after the exercise, as our correspondent sought the views of some respondents in Benin City.
The September 19th governorship election in Edo State no doubt sprang some surprises. The result of the election showed that both the young and the old backed the project of Governor Godwin Obaseki and his deputy, Comrade Philip Shaibu's second-term bid. No doubt the pre-election stages were tough. At first, Governor Godwin Obaseki was not allowed to seek his re-election bid under the platform of APC by the powers that be, and eventually the governor defected to the PDP and later emerged as the party's standard bearer. Party came out with different campaign strategies and thematic slogans such as Edo no be Lagos, 4+4, Togba, Ogbane, and others.
I think if they say Edo no be Lagos, they are referring to Tinubu, the way he treated Abodi, that Oshomole cannot treat Obaseki like that. Togba means it must be correct. It's no more Togba now. It's now Ogbane. That is, it is now correct. And really, the prediction is correct.
And they won the hearts of the Edo residents, who reciprocated by voting en masse for the governor. Many voters, including Honorable Bright Okebo, testified that the election was free, fair, and credible.
The governorship election, since democracy started, from my own perception of the election, it has been the most credible election ever.
Some residents in Benin City, including Reverend Nicholas Osayende and Edo South Senatorial leader of PDP, Owe Dixon Imasoge, said it was a great improvement on the 2016 governorship poll.
I want to say the one of 2020 is divine. Divine in what sense? It is the people's mandate actualized.
We learned they brought more than 90-something million to my local government on one. So it's even because of the heavy money they spent that they got up to that number. The people are no more with them.
A public analyst and a publisher, Bello Benjamin, attributed the PDP victory to their massive campaigns across the nooks and crannies of the state.
You know, the governor did very well. You know, they were able to articulate their programs and their performance. They were able to sell it to the people. I'll give credit to the governor.
Reverend Nicholas Osayende, Olaiwola Afolabi Esquire, and Edo South Senatorial leader of PDP, Owe Dixon Imasoge, said the re-election of Governor Obaseki has eluded godfathers in the state politics.
I want Obaseki to declare September 19 as Democracy Day, because that's the day Godfather was removed in Edo State. In all this, Godfatherism has been wiped out in Edo State, and they have died a natural death. They will not resurrect. So if they call themselves a lion and tiger, like the governor said, they are now in the zoo. They have been caged.
They also enumerated some lessons politicians could learn from the Edo governorship election.
This is a kind of an eye-opener for any person aspiring to become a governor in Edo State, that you must go there to do the bits of the Edo people, or else that person will be subjected to a public ridicule.
With the smooth process of the election, Reverend Osayende and Barrister Ebusele Okifo advised Pastor Osage Izeyamu not to challenge the election in the tribunal, saying it will be a waste of time and resources.
So any person that want to go to court for this one is just wasting his time, because the people have spoken. I'm a lawyer. There's what we call in law rep issa liquitor. They first speak for himself. So the people who wanted Governor Obaseki, they voted for him, and we saw the result.
This is overwhelming. There was no case of ringing. The election came in free and fair. There was no problem. It was peaceful. Everybody can attest to that. I wonder what he wants to prove in court if he goes to court. So my advice to him is that he should keep his gunpowder dry, cooperate with the incumbent, cooperate with Edo State. Then at the end of the day, in 2023, he could go in for a senatorial ticket.
On the issue of certificate, Pa Imasoge said it was a non-issue.
If university admits somebody to their school when it's not qualified, they should be able to answer that. As far as we are concerned, we have a letter from the university that he attended that place. We will call them to come and answer any query on his admission, not Obaseki.
Others who said the second tenure of the governor has come to stay advised him to settle down and quickly start to fulfill his campaign promises.
I congratulate Obaseki. Now, to whom much is given, much is expected. We have given you, we love you, all that you desire. This is the time we want this Oshomon power plant to be functioning before December. Every other goodies, we are proud of you. The modular refinery, you have proved yourself. People have seen everything is 95% completed.
With more than 2 years of political battle, Edo people will now settle and look forward to November the 12th, when the winner will officially be inaugurated. For KUFM's Extra Voices, Nusahai Wadiai.
And coming up in a moment in entertainment news, Shina Peters, Wajay and others collaborate on Independence theme song. This and more on entertainment news. Nigerian music stars Shina Peters, Wajay and Brimo have teamed up with other celebrities to produce an independence theme song, We Are Nigeria. The musical project was put together to celebrate Nigeria's 60 years of independence. Filmmaker Clarence Peters has also joined the team to shoot the visuals of the soon-to-be-released musical work. And a TV show host and comedian, Helen Paul, is reportedly taking a postdoctoral study in an undisclosed university in America. It was learned that she is on the verge of becoming a professor barely a year after emerging Nigeria's first popular stand-up comedian to bag a doctorate degree. Dr. Helen's quest for education is obviously unstoppable as the Jara co-host completed her PhD program in theatre arts from the University of Lagos in 2019. Helen Paul became popular for featuring on one of P-Square's hit song Story, after which she launched herself on TV and got herself several film roles before grabbing a job as a co-host of Africa's Magic popular lifestyle show, Jara. And on the foreign scene, American rapper Tay Way has been shot in Richmond, California, minutes after he shared his location on social media. Way, whose birth name is Lamotta Butcher, was walking down a street in Richmond Friday noon when the assailants opened fire from a moving car. 2 other people were injured in the shooting. He had just posted a video of himself standing outside a liquor store on the 4th Street and McDonald Avenue and was shot just minutes later, the East Bay Times reported. According to The Sun UK, Richmond police confirmed the investigation is still ongoing and the current condition of the victims are 1 deceased and 2 treated for injuries in stable condition. The young man was 29 years old. In February, rapper Pop Smoke, aka Bashar Baraka Johnson, was shot and killed in a Hollywood Hills home invasion after posting a package that showed his address. And that's it from entertainment and sports. Denver Nuggets beat Lakers to thrill 2-1 in an NBA Western Conference final. Agosa Agweka has more on our sports bulletin.
Good morning. The Denver Nuggets defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 114 to 106 points in the Western Conference Finals in Florida and now trade 2-1 in the best of 7 series after Jamal Murray scored 28 points and Jeremy Grant 26 points. The Lakers closed the gap to 99 to 96 points in the final quarter but missed 4 3-point attempts to give the Nuggets back control. It brought their 6-game winning streak to an end despite LeBron James scoring 30 points, 10 rebounds and 11 assists. Nikola Jokic added 22 points and Murray had 12 assists and 8 rebounds for Denver, who have never won a conference title. Game 4 will take place on Thursday. Elsewhere in the Eastern Conference Finals, Miami Heat lead the Boston Celtics 2-1 with Game 4 on Wednesday. And now to football, where Nigeria international Ojon Igalo helped Manchester United to beat Luton Town 3-0 in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup on Tuesday. The former Super Eagles striker made his first start for the Red Devils in the game before making way for Mason Greenwood on 78 minutes. The last time Igalo scored for United was in the 2-1 win at Norwich City in the FA Cup back in June. One Mata opened scoring in the 44th minute from the penalty spot before substitute Marcus Rashford made it 2-0 on 88 minutes and Greenwood completed the route in added time. Goalkeeper Dean Henderson, who made his debut for the Visitors, made a superb save to deny Tom Lockyer an equalizer after Juan Mata's penalty had put the host ahead. In the other matches, West Bromwich Albion crashed out after losing 5-4 on penalties to Brentford, following a 2-2 draw after regulation time. Newport County beat Watford 3-1, while West Ham United trashed Hull City 5-1. The game between Leyton Orient and Tottenham Hotspur was postponed after multiple players of Orient tested positive for coronavirus. And finally, down to tennis, where Bianca Andreescu will miss her 3rd Grand Slam of 2020 after pulling out of the French Open to focus on recovering from a knee injury before a busy 2021. The 20-year-old won the 2019 US Open but was injured at the WTA Finals in October and has not competed since. Andreescu says she will be able to focus on her health and training for the remainder of 2020. After winning her first Grand Slam at Flushing Meadows in 2019, she missed the Australian Open early this year with a knee injury, and after Wimbledon was postponed, she also withdrew from this month's US Open. Qualifying for the French Open has started at Roland Garros in Paris, with the men's and women's main draw beginning on 27th of September. And that's sports news on KUFM's News Break. My name is Ewusa Agbekan, and back to you, Amoye.
And that's the news, but before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. Governor Obaseki and Shuaibu received certificates of return. Primary and secondary school to resume Monday 28 September in Edo State. On today's Extra Voices, Benin residents react to Governor Obaseki's re-election. Do remember that the continued unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Coronavirus is real. Wash your hands regularly with soap under running water. Use your face masks while in public to stay safe. KFM's news break was produced by Nusahai Uwadiai. I am Omoyo Gbaide saying thanks for listening. Good morning.
92.7 KUFM.
I told you before, Magali, listen.